All right, we'll go straight to questions.
Back in the spring, you told us there was no reason why you guys can't play high-level defense. Why do these sort of performances keep happening?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into generalizing the whole season. I'll talk about tonight. Yeah, we didn't play very well tonight. Biggest thing was the run game, way too many big plays, and then some of our worst ball was on some of the biggest plays of the game. You know, the third and extra long where we got a chance to sack them, and and gets out and make a kind of a crazy play there in the end zone. A couple other key third down plays where we had chances to get off the field that we didn't, and did not make enough plays, obviously, to get enough stops to win.
I think Calen, 330-something yards, 5 touchdowns tonight. I mean, another kind of generational season from him. Is there sort of a sense of frustration, just, that you guys haven't been able to capitalize on that so far this year?
Just in the moment, it's everybody wants to, again, you want to, write the whole story of the whole thing and all that's happened. I mean, these are every week is its own season for us. We were in the moment right now to try to go beat a top 5 team here, and we were agonizingly close, maybe one holding call from getting that done. And so, we're just fighting like crazy every week to play as good as we can, and not get too wrapped up in all the big picture stuff right now. There's too much left to play for, and so we're going to go prepare it hard. Caleb's going to go prepare hard, all of us, and obviously try to get past this one and get on to another big opportunity next week.
Coach, where do you think the team is mentally with their morale right now?
Yeah, they're I mean, right now, just 5-10 minutes after the game, I'm pissed. Pissed that we missed this opportunity, and they've continued to swing. They've continued to fight. It's been a tough stretch. I was talking to the crew here yesterday, and Chris Fowler made the comment. He'd looked at everybody's schedules and that you couldn't believe the 9-game stretch that we have right now. He said nobody else in the country has anything like it, and he's right. I mean, it's the way it's played out, and the league's really strong, and how it's all felt. It's been a tough stretch. It's a tough stretch of games, and but yeah, as a coach, when you go through tough stretches, I'm lucky I haven't been to too many, but you look for things. You look for, is the fight there in the team? And the fight is certainly there in this football team. We've seen that over the last few weeks. I mean, we've had, coming in this game, we'd had 4 games in a row. We'd been down double-digit points at some point, and we came back and gave ourselves a chance to win every one of them, and got 2 of them, and agonizingly close to the third. And so the fight and all that is, again, it's what's given us a chance. I think our guys are frustrated that we've been so close, and we haven't played good enough to be able to separate, and we've had some obviously errors in the last few weeks that have cost us. We've had a couple of bad breaks that felt like we got more of the good ones last year, and it feels like a few more of the bad ones, or a few more of them have just went against us, and that's the nature of it when they're close, man. It comes down to just so many little things, and so, yeah, agonizingly close. Certainly not defeated. There's a good group in there. A lot of character in that room. A lot of character on this staff. A lot of people that love being at USC and love fighting for this team and this program and our fans, and we're going to continue to do so.
They don't run the ball a ton. They haven't had huge rushing games. How do you process what they did on the ground tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I got to watch it, but obviously wasn't good enough. I mean, not by any stretch of the imagination. A couple of big plays in the run game, certainly at opportune times. Some of the, obviously not giving up that amount of yards, but you have a little bit, like I think teams do with either really good offenses or really good defenses, of how are you going to play? And we played to try to limit some of the downfield stuff for them in the throw game, which we did a pretty decent job of. But we knew we had to be able to hold up in the run game to be able to do it, and we certainly just did not play nearly well enough.
Lincoln, you talked about limiting explosive plays. Gave up 17 of them tonight.
Yep.
Do those just start to snowball after a while? Did it feel like that was the case?
It's a good offense. I mean, it's a really good offense, and that you're going to have to be able to make some of your plays. Like they're going to make plays like that. They're going to make plays against They plays against just about everybody. You got to make yours, and we had a couple, obviously the pick and a couple of stops, but not as many as we should have. You know what I mean? Like to me, the third and extra long scramble touchdown was just the holding penalty at the end. I know my guys up top weren't real fired up about the call. We'll obviously get a look at it. That was a obviously monumental play. I mean, that was probably the game. And then obviously the sequence there before half with the fumble and them score. I mean, that's a game. You know, and other than that, it's two good teams trading jabs, trading blows, man. And that's what it came down to. And unfortunately, didn't fall in our favor.
Coach, what was how you handled the defense this year?
Say it again.
Do you regret how you handled the defense this year?
Yeah, I understand the question. I know it's y'all's job to ask it, but I'm not into the big picture questions right now. Like, my job's to go try to beat Oregon next week, and to coach what we have here. I know as a head coach, it all falls under my responsibility ultimately, and I don't shy away from that, and I never have. But there are times and places for those discussions, and those will happen at the appropriate times.
Coach, what was the mindset? You've had positives each week to kind of rally around the fourth quarter last week, Cal. How do you find confidence in the defense for next week? How do you get the team galvanized around that unit after tonight?
Oh, you go play. We didn't. It's like I told the guys, like you don't sign up at the beginning of the year and put all this work in and all the sacrifice we do, saying, all right, well, only if everything goes great are we going to stick with it. Like that's you're a phony if you do that, and that's not what this program's about. That's not what we're building. It will never be about like that. And if I don't think we have anybody in that locker room that feels that way. We battled our ass off, and again, we're probably kind of like sitting in here after Utah. We're probably one of about 20 different plays going different from we're in here celebrating saying we had a win over a top 5 team, and it's one deal. And so we got to go fight to make those here in the next few weeks. We get to play 2 great opponents that are also like us, near the top of the standings here, and we still have a great opportunity. If we can go win these 2 games, we still have a great opportunity, and that's what our focus is going to be.
Coach, I'm not that smart. Coach, I'm not that smart. You guys were down 10 points with less than 2 minutes left. What did you see that you liked that compelled you to run the ball?
What's that?
What did you see in the fourth quarter when you guys in the last possession? What did you all see? What did you see that compelled you to run the ball?
Oh, I hadn't seen the stats. Probably the fact we were averaging close to 10 yards a carry. That would be it.
At this point in the season, what changes do you make defensively to try to make some progress?
Oh, I think you evaluate everything that you're doing. You evaluate the positions you're putting the guys in. You evaluate the calls, and it goes back to is the problem the call? Is it the player? Is it the execution of the call? Like what is it? And you just keep grinding to fix it, because every week's new. Every week's new matchups. It's a new game. Like I said, it's like every week is its own season. And so you're going to go put together the best plan you can with the guys that we have, and you're going to go battle like hell and try to go get a tough road win next week.
Does that have a debilitating effect on players, though, to have this happen week after week after week?
You just play the game. You just play the game. I would say, I don't believe so. I think the reality is this team has all shared plenty in it tonight, in the wins and in the losses. I mean, it's a team game, and the game flows based on how well that you can play together. And so, no.
Let's do one more.
You didn't have Marshawn Lloyd tonight. What was it that helped him out? What do you think of the run game without him?
Yeah, he got it was an injury from the Cal game. We kind of found out about midweek that he wasn't going to be available, and I thought the guys stepped in and played well. Thought the O-line did some really good things against a very talented front. Obviously, Austin I hadn't seen all the stats. Austin had a productive game. Darwin came in there. Raleigh came in there. Guys did a nice job filling in for Marshawn.
Thank you, Coach Riley.
All right, thanks everybody.
Justin, what was the post-game scene in the locker room like? What was said? Players speak up, and where's the morale right now?
Yeah, it's just one of those things. How we respond is going to determine the rest of our season. So, got to keep our heads up, keep fighting every week, keep stacking practices that are at an elite level, and we still got 2 more games. So,
Justin, obviously it's your last homecoming. What was this week like, preparing up to it and kind of just the process of bonding with the linemen?
Yeah, obviously it's a great opponent. You know, they're a great team, so we had a great week of practice. Just came out the wrong end. That's it. That's all I got.
Mason, what did you see was the biggest issue against their run game?
I would say the biggest issue maybe was just too many explosives. I feel like the plays that that we were there, that we could make the play.
Gotta be on the mic.
Let's all scoot up to the front, guys. We're all gonna scoot up here.
But yeah, I mean, you guys know the difference when guys are there to make the play and when guys weren't. That's kind of the biggest thing for me was like explosive runs. Just kind of looked like guys weren't ready to make the play, and that's something that we've been trying to work on. And we're biting ourselves again, man.
Calen, how many of the big runs did you feel like were alignment or run fit issues before the snap?
All the big runs, I would say, when somebody's not in their gap or somebody's not lined up, that's what happens. You see big runs. Preach everybody do their job, and big runs. There's too many explosives.
Calen, obviously, despite the run game, they had some NFL receivers on the other side of the ball, and Penix obviously is a special player. How do you feel like the secondary kind of handled that task in the passing game this week?
We got to work on some things. We lost, so we didn't do a good job.
Caleb, can you talk about that last sack in the fourth quarter? You guys were driving, looked like you had at least a field goal, and then that sack kind of happened. What did they throw at you there?
They ran a twist, and dude came around the edge. Tried to move up, grabbed my shoulder, sack.
Caleb, obviously emotional after tonight. I mean, you leave everything out there. What's kind of your emotional state, mentality right now, trying to process this and how the season's going?
I want to go home and cuddle with my dog and watch some shows. I don't know what we lost the game. Something to work hard for throughout months, years, to have big games like this, try and go win, play your best. Each and every one of us. We came out with the loss today. So emotionally, I want to go home and I want to lay with my dog.
How difficult is it when you have all those explosive plays when they just seem to keep happening? Does it feel like it starts to snowball at all?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely can snowball, but that's just going back to everybody doing their job and being in the right spot, communication, reaching out.
Mason, how did Alex address everything with you guys?
You talking about after game? I mean, there isn't much to say. We all know what happened.
How do you guys as a defense kind of recalibrate and find confidence in the next two games?
Do our job.
Down. Yeah, put our head down and keep doing the same stuff. I mean, we keep preaching in practice. It's just got to be the same work. I don't know, man.
Tahj, you scored that touchdown. You did the salsa dance. As far as working with that company and kind of doing that, like how has that kind of grown and expanded, like since you announced that partnership?
That was the first time I got the opportunity to do it. It just every time I do it, 16 pounds of food goes donated to the food pantry. So just the opportunity to do something bigger than myself.
Any further questions? Thank you, gentlemen.